can't handle all this business. And let's get started. Welcome to Cranberry Thunderfunk's DotaCast. I am Cranberry Thunderfunk, and I am most pleased to bring you what is supposed to be quite an exciting game. I don't know the result of it, as is usual. I try my best to make sure that I don't catch who wins. However, I do know that one of these two games is extremely exciting. Possibly even both of them. We will have to find out. This is the RaidCall D2L Season 3, and we're still in the group stages. It is Navi versus virtus.pro.
10 seconds remaining.
Very exciting teams to watch that always, they never fail to deliver.
Navi's turn to ban.
And I'm really excited about seeing some 6.78 picks. It's getting to that point where all of the teams seem to be adapting. The strategies are changing. It's an exciting time.
10 seconds remaining.
Historically, Navi tends to win out versus virtus.pro. virtus.pro, they've had problems with consistency. They're definitely of equal skill to all of the players in Navi, but Navi, they're very reliable. It seems like even after the roster changes with Kuroky and Funnik swapping out for Light of Heaven and ars-art now being on virtus.pro, they've stabilized, seem to be doing fairly well.
Navi's turn to pick.
So, and a Treant Protector for this is 6.78, baby. Treant Protector first banned. I guess first round banned, I should say. That is a testament to Living Armor right there. Living Armor has been shown time and time again to be utterly amazing in all kinds of situations.
Remaining.
It's super useful in dives.
5 seconds remaining.
It makes it's an anti-ganking tool. It heals your towers. It's tons of HP regen so that your lanes are not nearly as reliant on consumables. This ability alone is making Treant Protector an extremely high value pick right now. Now, it doesn't scale amazingly well, but it's one of those things that the HP regen it's always useful, and healing towers is never not great. If you win a team fight and you defend your tower, then you're guaranteed to be able to get your tower back up to full HP in no time. So it's pretty cool to see Treant being so highly valued. I think it's a little unfortunate in my mind that it's just for that one ability that he seems to be so highly valued. Overgrowth is one of the weakest ultimates in the game. It's so easy to deal with. It has such a high mana cost, but a low cooldown. But Treant really is never able to use that. Most teams that run Treant Protector don't give him a lot of farm because all they care about is the Living Armor. So Rubik is a very valued pick for Navi. Kuroky plays an amazing Rubik. There's a handful of players in the scene right now that, I guess I shouldn't say right now, since the International, that continually show awesome play on Rubik, and Kuroky is definitely one of them. There are a lot of clips of him around pulling off some amazing steals and creative use of unexpected abilities.
Radiant team ban.
And Lifestealer, I think, it's a good carry for hvost. hvost, he's not the strongest carry player in the world. He farms well, doesn't farm the best, but he just tends to overextend a lot and get overconfident. Now, sometimes Navi turns that into making a play.
10 seconds.
If hvost can live long enough for his team to come support him, then
5 seconds.
It works out well. But versus really well-coordinated teams, hvost can be a little bit of a liability. But on Lifestealer, because Lifestealer has multiple methods of escape between the Rage and the Infest,
Radiant team ban.
it's definitely the sort of carry that allows hvost to buy a lot of time, and also benefits from great farm.
Navi.
An interesting disruptor ban from Navi. The Bane ban is expected. Very, very strong support pick against Lifestealer. But the disruptor pick, it's a little odd, just because Lifestealer can always rage through the wall and the glimpse. Now, if he's trapped inside with a static storm, then he's silenced and can't rage, which is the only weakness. But I in my mind, there's a lot of ways for Lifestealer to deal
5 seconds
with disruptor.
remaining.
So I find that ban a little
Reserve
curious.
time.
Virtus.pro, they're still looking for a mid and 2 supports. Darkseer will probably go in the off lane with Gyro in the safe lane. Could also be an aggressive tri lane. Remains yet to be seen. Navi, I don't think I've ever seen them put Dendi on Nyx Assassin. So that's very likely a support Nyx pickup, which would make for a Rubik Lifestealer Nyx lane. Most likely defensive. Could be aggressive. It's not a bad lane. That's 2 stuns. But the open wounds nerf really it's hurt Lifestealer's ability to be an aggressive tri-laner quite a bit. Going down from 500 range to 200 at level 1,
Navi's turn to pick.
eventually scaling back up to 500 with more ranks in open wounds. It just makes it it's not a reliable initiation tool. It means that if you're really eager for kills in a tri lane, they're less likely to happen. Really cool Vengeful Spirit pickup from Virtus.pro. Vengeful Spirit, relatively
10 seconds remaining.
I hesitate to say minor, because increasing base strength
5 seconds
is always a
remaining.
big deal. There was a post recently on Dota metrics showing that
Reserve time.
the only nerf that Keeper of the Light got was a base strength decrease of 2, and for pub play that's resulted in a 2% decrease in win rate. Which, that is pub play, but that's still, it says a lot about the power of base strength in influencing a hero's viability. And so Vengeful Spirit, she got a increase in base strength and strength gain,
Templar
as well as a
Assassin.
better scaling on her nether swap, so she's a little
Navi's turn
more
to ban.
useful early on. Vengeful Spirit's also good versus Lifestealer. The nether swap goes through BKB and Magic Immunity of any kind, so it provides a nice form of control for
10
dealing with
seconds
Lifestealer.
remaining.
Ancient Apparition picked up
5
on Navi.
seconds remaining.
The only buff that AA got in the last patch was to his Ags, and it's unlikely that... Well, now I'm kind of curious, because I just soundly stated that it was going to be a Rubik Lifestealer Nyx tri-lane.
Radiant team ban.
And so it would very likely that it's going to be an AA support, so maybe it will be a Nyx mid played by Dendi. We'll have to see. It's theoretically possible to run AA as a
10
mid.
seconds remaining.
I've never seen it in professional
5
play,
seconds
just because Ancient Apparition has poor base damage and he's easily harassed out, especially against a Templar Assassin. You have a lot of problems laning up against that, so unlikely. But it does get him a fast level 6, so he can start throwing out the Ice Blasts as soon as possible.
Navi's turn to pick.
And a Lone Druid ban, interesting ban there. Haven't seen a lot of play of Lone Druid in 6.78 after the armlet nerf was relatively minor compared to the increase in bounty on his bear. Seems like teams have been a little more nervous to pick him up.
Bounty hunter.
And a bounty hunter, so that
Radiant team
seals the deal for Navi's offlane. Very squishy lineup from Navi.
Naga
And a Naga Siren. very beastly tricore coming out of virtus.pro. Navi is going for... Can't call it a 4 protect 1 because Bounty Hunter doesn't really fit in that role. But there's three... The Rubik, Nyx Assassin, and Ancient Apparition don't scale great over time. And it is going to be a mid AA. So this will be an interesting matchup versus TA. The Chilling Touch is pretty good against refraction. It burns through the refraction charges fairly quickly. And sorry, Cold Feet, not Chilling Touch. The Chilling Touch is what allows AA to last hit. The problem is the mana cost. If Dendi can get his bottle up as early as possible, then he'll have the mana pool to sustain continual use of the Chilling Touch. But I think overall that lane is not going to favor Dendi. It's a very interesting matchup, though. And I'm excited to see how it plays out. So, for Navi, we're going to have Funnik on Bounty Hunter going towards that offlane. Kuroky, as mentioned, playing Rubik. Dendi on AA, probably going to be headed towards mid. hvost on Lifestealer, and Puppey playing Nyx Assassin. For virtus.pro, they do this every game. They change their names, and I know their full lineup. I know who all of them are supposed to be, but I don't know all of the roles, so I'm at a disadvantage. NS will be playing Gyrocopter. Illidan playing that Naga Siren. I believe this is KSI on the Darkseer, and Crazy playing Templar Assassin, with ars-art on Vengeful Spirit. So very likely a defensive tri-lane with Templar Assassin mid and Darkseer up in the off lane. In terms of who has the more reliable off lane, I'd have to give the favor to Darkseer. While there is a double stun on the side of Navi, he has to get caught out for that to happen, and the open wounds is also useless against Darkseer. And there's already some sentries up on... Actually, NS is carrying them. With no items, this looks to be a support gyrocopter. virtus.pro does like to run that. So a support gyrocopter carrying those sentries. With good sentries, then Funnik is going to have some trouble. Although it looks like he's been pooled a little bit of regeneration. He's got two sets of tangos, boots, and sentries. So he's actually been pooled quite a lot of resources from the rest of his team. And that could give him the edge he needs to compete in this lane.
Clearly not.
And actually, KSI appears to be starting off in the jungle. Does not want to go up against that tri-lane. I guess he figures this is more reliable farm. And NS is just waiting here. I think he's expecting Funnik to come around. But he's not going to be showing up anytime soon. And Funnik may actually attempt to pull here. Actually, it seems that he's going to... Yeah, he's interrupting the pull. Although ars-art is able to get a couple creeps with that pull, so not the worst thing in the world. But it will save a couple creeps for him and build up a larger wave that will push the tower. I wouldn't be surprised to see KSI eventually rotate up into the offlane once he has a few levels. Perhaps that's his concern. He wants a level in both Ion Shell and multiple levels in Surge before he risks going up there.
Denied.
And for the moment, that will mean that KSI is pulling ahead of Funnik. So for the time being, Dendi's holding his own in mid. As mentioned before, Crazy should have the advantage here, without a doubt. Especially, Crazy's already got his bottle up. Dendi needs a few more last hits before he'll be able to get his own bottle. And that's going to allow Templar Assassin to snowball more reliably in this game. Although Funnik's got a DD, I don't think they have the stuns to kill crazy. He's got level 2 refraction up. They just don't have the burst damage necessary. They can burn through the refraction charges fairly quickly, but killing him is another matter. The team fight for virtus.pro is a little stronger than Navi's. With the Naga Siren, the sleep is such a powerful tool. You can use it in so many ways. And then of course you've got the vacuum to follow up. Oh, there's a stun as well as a full rocket barrage. Just one more auto attack and he's going to go down. But because he's got those boots, he's able to get away. And it's so close. That was really, really narrowly dodged. 20 HP. Honestly, just one more level on either ars-art or NS would have secured the kill on Funnik. So those boots paying off. I expect we'll have a few more passive minutes here in this game. TA really can't gank until she's 6, and even then, kind of wants to stay in the lane until she's level 7 or 8. Needs max level refraction, both for survivability and for... Oh, there's the entangle onto Funnik, but too close to the tower. Can't afford to drop a sentry. Actually, I think they're out of sentries at this point. Yeah, they used their last sentry on that last engagement against Funnik, so Funnik is going to be pretty safe. Means he can start getting his levels. He's still pretty far behind the Darks here, but that's to be expected. Yeah, for virtus.pro, they've got the sleep as well as the call down. Call down is a pretty strong team fight ability. I think it's one of the strengths of a support gyrocopter is that he's always got that up cooldown. It doesn't cost a lot of mana. And it's not something it's so dangerous that you want to stun the gyrocopter before he's able to get it off, or otherwise worry too much about the call down. It's just something that's going to happen and you're going to have to deal with it. So dendi, well, this is I guess before when I say that, oh no, KSI dies to a neutral. Could have been intentional. He might have been just using the free port back to base. If you spend all of your gold and then you die to a neutral, there's no effective loss there. But as I was saying with dendi, dendi does this all the time. He wins lanes that he really shouldn't be able to, and I think it's a drafting strategy that Puppey uses. He did this very frequently during, honestly, he does this every tournament. He'll give dendi a lane that he really shouldn't win, or that he should be losing, and he'll come out on top all the time. The most common one that he used during the International was Queen of Pain versus TA. Queen of Pain's weaker than TA in mid, and the only thing that Queen of Pain can really do is the Shadow Strike, but nevertheless, dendi was always finding the farm. Oh no! Ice Blast followed up with the Impale. This is a dead Templar Assassin. There is no track yet, so there's no track gold. But that's a very valuable kill on that TA. That's the power of Ice Blast. Hitting level 6 as soon as possible. The effective damage on it is very high because of the kill threshold. So good rotation from Navi. Puppey ended up picking up the last hit there, but that's pretty okay. So with dendi going mid, I think I'll be really watching what he chooses to build here. If he goes for the Ags, that really is going to make this game interesting. Because there's not a lot of ways for virtus.pro to deal with that naturally. No natural magic immunity, no natural magic resistance. That Ice Blast is going to be really strong. It's a 17-second duration on that, on the Frostbite. Very dangerous. Funnik's rotating mid here. There's another stun onto Crazy. The refraction's gone, followed up by the Ice Blast. This is another dead Templar Assassin. This is pretty bad news for virtus.pro. Honestly, I would blame it mostly on the lack of wards. virtus.pro only has this one ward right here, and none that could see Puppey waiting in the back lines, anticipating to stun. And Crazy just stepping out a little too far forward, especially after that last death. I think he should have been more cautious. That 2 deaths has really set him far behind. Dendi was only a little bit far ahead in last hits, but now with those the kill and the assist, he's won this lane handily. Kuroky is also already hit level 6, and this is another nice advantage of the support Nyx Assassin, is that he's an effective roamer. That Impale definitely secured both of those kills on Templar Assassin by making sure the cold feet procced into the snare. Oh no, there's another chain stun onto Templar Assassin. It's a second kill for Dendi. And Enes, he jumps right in, but he's taking so much damage. That's a double damage on Puppey. And Kuro has stolen the traps from TA, but they don't really have any more damage. And actually, he really wants to go for this. He's probably a little frustrated at his team right now because he wanted to. He knows that he could finish off ars-art with just a little more auto attack damage. May also have been trying to bait some TPs. But regardless, that's two more kills going the way of Navi. And both of them quite valuable at that. That's a heavily delayed level 6 on Gyrocopter, and that's really when the support Gyrocopter starts to pay off, is when he has the call down. Without it, he's very mediocre. He's got the Rocket Barrage. That's another advantage of the support Nyx. Oh, there's a smoke up on ars-art, but he can't get in range in time. He's not level 6 either, so he doesn't have swap.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They really want to get this Templar Assassin the farm that she needs. So they're dedicating a large number of heroes to this lane. Funnik is level 6 now, so they've got track, and that means Meld is going to be useless, regardless of the sentries. And this could be another dead Templar Assassin. Ice Blast hits. Crazy goes down again. 3 deaths. And that's 3 kills on Dendi right now, as well as 2 assists. And this is smoked up. He wants to make something happen. He's not going to be able to kill Funnik, though. Oh, but they got the dust, followed up by the stun. So I was wrong. They are able to get Funnik. But can Navi find a return kill? There's a lift onto ars-art. And the sleep does not save ars-art. So that's a wasted level 1 sleep. It'll be down for 180 seconds.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And another kill going towards Dendi. Dendi didn't think I'd be saying this, but Dendi could snowball. All these early levels on Ancient Apparition, getting a level 2 Ice Blast is nuts. Getting that really early means that there will be a lot of Frostbite kills, a lot of long-range snipes from across the map. A great turnaround tool. So my eyes are all on Dendi here. hvost, meanwhile, has just been farming quite happily this whole time, and he's really pulled quite a ways ahead of illidan. Illidan's only level 9. hvost is 11. Oh, that's another kill. Only onto ars-art, so it's not another kill on Templar Assassin. But Dendi's having a great game. Still think it's kind of funny that Dendi is killing his old teammate there, but yeah, hvost, thanks to that Midas, he's pulling way ahead in terms of farm. And he's a full, almost 20 last hits ahead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Lifestealer, he's pretty good against Naga Siren. He doesn't handle the illusion damage well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So if Naga is able to get an appropriate level of farm up, mainly the Diffusal, because Naga is able to generate 3 illusions, they all get mana burn, You can really blow through. Oh, there's that Ice Blast harassed. Very nice. Able to blow through Lifestealer's mana relatively fast. Now the mana burn doesn't go through rage, but if you can stop him from ever raging in the first place, then it's certainly worth it. So overall, late game, I would definitely favor Naga Siren, but Lifestealer is certainly not impotent against what Naga Siren brings to the table. Being able to rage through the sleep. No easy disables. Oh, and there's the dust with a swap. Can the call down finish him off? He's going to run down. And he almost gets the kill. Actually, he secures a kill for Dendi. And a teleport down from hvost. But on his own, he's not able to do anything. Kuro gets a Riptide steal. That's actually a very strong spell for him to steal. KSI goes down. They just have so much damage. So 2-10 at 13 minutes into the game. The XP graph is really starting to dip out of control. That's almost 5,000. And nearly 4,000 gold with only one tower down in favor of Navi. And they're going to take another tower here. These bottom towers are really valuable for virtus.pro because they need Naga Siren to get that safe farm. So eliminating this control of the map is making this late game look, or the mid game look really good for Navi. And virtus.pro not able to find any trades. A little bit of damage onto the mid tier 1, but that is it. Armlet finished on hvost. So in this next fight, may have noticed in that previous fight, his damage output was not overwhelming. But now with the armlet, he's going to be a lot more effective. Dendi has picked up a Force Staff already. So this Ancient Apparition is going to be difficult to kill. And he's level 11, so that's a level 2 Ice Blast. And all of the heroes on Virtus.pro are susceptible to that Frostbite damage. How much damage is Ice Blast? That's 350 damage, that's more than a third of most of the HP pools on Virtus.pro. And another thing I like about this Ancient Apparition pick and sending a mid is that hvost can be aggressive like this because there's always the threat of the Ice Blast. hvost is tanky enough and deals enough damage that he can go up 1v2 or maybe even 1v3 against anybody on Virtus.pro, and with the Ice Blast alone, although not against 4, he's really got to be careful here. And this could be a classic hvost bundle. Although he's just going to TP out. Oh no! He gets swapped out. But he instantly goes on NS and he's dealing so much damage. He's infested inside the creep. We'll have to see if the creep takes enough damage to be denied. It's in deny range. Although this is a TP out from KSI. Navi very intelligently... Oh wow! hvost picks up a kill on ars-art because he's too close, and he's man-moding on Templar Assassin right now. The call down whiffs! And Dendi shows up just in time. He's dealing so much damage, he's going to take out NS, no problem. And with the Force Staff, is able to get away from that Templar Assassin, no problem. Meanwhile, Navi, the rest of Navi, is up at top.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Chunking away at that tier 2. Pressure all over the map here, and it seems like there's nothing that Virtus.pro is able to do to bring this game back into their control. They almost they were really close at getting hvost, but honestly, they needed even more than 3 to take him down. I feel like they probably should have just left him alone. Having to wait so long for him to come out of that creep was a lot of time wasted and more kills given to him. So Illidan is level 2, so that's a level 2 sleep on 120-second cooldown. Could provide a way out of some of these bad situations for Virtus.pro.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But these supports are so weak right now. ars-art sitting on nothing but boots and a magic wand. NS, much the same story. Boots and 2 gauntlets, just trying to get up as much strength as he can so that he doesn't just fall to Ice Blast and nothing else. Eagerly awaiting to see what Dendi's next item is. He's got mana boots. He wants to make sure that he can spam that Ice Blast as often as possible. virtus.pro is grouped up as 4 down at bottom. They've got the sleep, and they'd like to make use of it. But there's such a farm difference here. That's now 7,500 gold in favor of Navi, as well as 10,000 experience. So this is a fight that's really hard for them to take. Ice Blast whiffs, that's out of the equation for 4 seconds, or 45 seconds. hvost rages under the entangle,
Radiant's middle tower
infests inside of the creep to dodge the call down damage. There's the cold feet onto Illidan, but he's able to escape in time. Rocket onto Kuro. And hvost is just ripping apart everyone in the middle of the fight. And Dendi, his auto attack damage is huge with the Chilling Touch. He got Chilling Touch on everybody there. So everybody was getting a lot of bonus damage. That's a 4-for-1 fight in favor of Navi. And virtus.pro calls it GG. 18 minutes in. Which I can't blame them whatsoever. If they couldn't win that fight with Ice Blast down and sleep up, they really didn't have a lot of hope. Really well played by Navi. I have to say that Dendi mid, put him on anything and he's great, but the Ancient Apparition pick really paid off. And I think some overextension by Crazy, a lack of support from the supports on virtus.pro. The Gyro pick did not pay off. He got level 6 very late, and Gyro is not a support that can rotate between the lanes. It's not one of his strengths. All he offers is homing missile. And if he has the call down, that's something, but that's definitely not enough.